Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and today the S&P 500 decided to be bullish. However, overall it's still within the chop zone, which we're going to talk about. But first, here is the flow sentiment filtered for 500k premiums or above. And as you can see, put 69% and calls 31%. All right, there you go. All right, now I'm going to move on to my Discord. And 7:54 a.m. I was a little late with my post this morning, but here's where I write all my plans, my trade ideas, mostly covering the SPY. Okay, so I had two plans: the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario. All right, as of writing this, SPY is at 408.7. There's a zone of resistance at 409.5 to 410.5. I will look for calls above 410. I meant to write 410.5 here, but we'll stick with 410. Above 410, put in 412, then 413.5 in play. All right. If 407 gets tested, that's a downside support. I will only look for calls if it bounces and recaptures 408.5. So my bull case scenario plan was you either get calls above 410 or you allow 408 to break down and recapture and enter calls. Okay, in bear case scenario, I will look for puts if 407 fails. That's the breakdown of the flag pattern that we're going to talk about. Okay, so today SPY never broke down 407, so I never looked for puts. All right, here's the 15-minute chart. All these lines are all the different levels that I mentioned to you guys. All right, SPY opened down here. It opened by recapturing the 408.5 level. That's my purple line. All right, that's where I entered. All right, I'll take that out. Okay, recaptured it and went up and tested around that 409.5 level. Okay, it was basing just up for a short period of time and went all the way up. That's that pink line, hit that 410.5ish level. Okay, went 410.53, but you know, 410.5. All right, based around that level, tested it again, continued basing before an explosion to the upside. Okay. This is where we cleared 410.5. All right. That's also where I recommended getting calls. Getting calls at 48.5 recapture, or if we can get above 410. We did here, and we got all the way as high as 412. That's the next price target that I wrote down. And then we hit 413.5-ish before we started pulling back. Okay. This level here, we recaptured 412. Okay, gave us a false breakdown of 412 before moving all the way to the upside, going as high on the day as 416.2. Okay, guys, level to level works. All right. So as far as taking profits go, I always do it level to level, and I'll leave a small runner. All right, I'll shave off profits. So today I entered around 48.5, shaved off profits around 410.5, got to 412, shave off some more profits. 413.5, shave off some more profits. You know what I mean? Little by little at a time. Okay, just in case, because you never know what the price is going to do in real time. And as I shaved off more profits at each level, you know, it lowers the risk. Okay, you don't have to take profits at each level. You can also set an in profit stop loss and just simply move up your stop loss as the price moves up. Okay, guys. So yeah, only one trade today, and that one trade made me some, good amount of money, and as little as stress as possible. All right, following the strategy. Okay, so that's it for the trade that I did today. So I'm gonna zoom out of this 15-minute chart, okay, because I want to talk to you guys about something. I'm gonna move a bunch of my levels, okay. Boom. Okay, now I moved a bunch of my levels. Gonna zoom out a little back. More. This is still the 15-minute chart. Okay, just pay attention to the two yellow lines. Okay, that's the range of the bull flag that I got on the daily chart. Okay, got a multiple tests as 4.7 over here as resistant. As you can see here, it was tested multiple times as support, and up here 416.5 level got tested multiple times as resistant. We had a false breakout over here. This is on June 2nd. After hours, where it cleared it and hit my 418.5 target, but that's after hours. I don't really count it because, well, I can't profit off of it. But anyways, So, you know, and it tests around here as well. Okay, so you guys can see that's my bull flag, 407 to 416.5 range. So even though this is pretty choppy, I mean, this is technically a chop market, it's still a good range where you can just play level to level. Okay, I'm moving on to the daily chart here, and you can see here's the yellow flag, how it looks on the daily chart. Now, I said to you guys yesterday, if you want to make it easy and not deal with all the chop, just either wait for the breakout or wait for the breakdown. Okay, there's no need to predict. You just wait for it to happen and just follow the price action. Okay, but even though I make it sound that simple, it's really not that simple, because I do want to mention that there are thousands, maybe even millions of retail traders like us looking at this same pattern. And market makers know we are all looking at this same flag pattern. So definitely be wary of any trappy moves. Watch out for false breakouts. Watch out for false breakdowns. They could possibly happen. Okay. But yeah, other than that, I still have the levels in between this flag pattern that I'll be watching. Like I mentioned, 415 is now support, followed by 413.5, 412, the 409.5 to 410.5 zone, 408.5, and then below it is 407, the breakdown level of the triangle, of this flag pattern. Okay, guys? So, yeah, definitely write down the levels, all right? Or add the lines onto your own chart if you're interested in using my levels. I'll say it again. 415, these are the levels within the bull flag. 415, 413.5, 412, 410.5 to 409.5 zone. Got to give it a zone because there's a cluster in there. 408.5, and then 407 is the breakdown of the bull flag that I got on the daily chart. Okay, and the way I trade that, if it breaks a resistance, I look for calls. If it breaks a support, I look for puts, and I look to take profits on the next level and then maybe leave a small runner. Okay, not every strategy is 100%. So you must respect your stop loss. Don't treat this like gambling. This is a business, and in every business, you gotta manage risk. Okay, guys, so there's a lot of patterns that I'm watching on the SPY, but today I just want to address the most immediate pattern that I'm watching, which is this flag. And as of right now, SPY is still chopping. All right, for all we know, tomorrow it could go back down to the lower side of this flag pattern. But that might not even happen. It could just base around, or it could finally break out. Who knows? But gotta wait for it to happen. Don't try to call a top or a bottom. Wait for it to happen. Let the price action guide you. And that's all I got to say about SPY. All right, moving on to VIX. VIX is still looking bullish. Today it back tested this triangle pattern as a resistance. Perfect rejection. And it's still dropping down lower. Okay. So yeah, that 22.4 support level is not too far away. Looks like it could get tested. For me to be bullish on VIX, it needs to recapture 25.4. It could go and back test it as a resistance tomorrow, which may cause the SPY to drop a little bit. That's still a possibility, but we will see. As of right now, overall, I'm bearish on the VIX. Okay, and here's triple Q. Triple Q opened below that 306.5 level. Very tricky, but it managed to recapture it, and it's closed around 309.8, which is in my 309.5 to 310 resistance zone. So I like to see it clear that 310 level. Go test. I got a level at 312.5. If we can clear that, then for sure 315 is back in play. If we can clear that, I'll definitely be bullish on triple Q. Okay, right now it's still chopping similar to the SPY. All right, but if it lose support, definitely look for puts. That's when you want to look for puts, especially that 306.5 level. If it does, we could see more downside. Today it went as low as 302.69. Well, that's around where it opened around that level. But if we lose it, I have support around 301.6. Okay, we'll see if that holds. All right, there's actually support around 303 to 304 zone. All right, so I got a support zone there, and then 301.6, and below that could trigger more downside. Back below 300, I got support around 295.8ish, then 293.5. All right, guys. But as long as 306.5 holds, that's a good sign for bulls. It could be just basing for more upside, okay? And here is the Dow Jones. That's a big body green candle. It opened pretty low today, okay? But that is still a big body candle. It opened around, what is that, 326.82. But what's most important is that it closed above 330.4. That's a critical level that I had there. But it's still below that 332.7 level. That's this light blue trend line right here. Okay, it's been a tough resistance level for the last week for Dow Jones. Okay, so if it clear that, that would be a massive win for the bulls. It can possibly put 337, 338 zone back in play. Okay, for me to want to look for puts though, it needs to drop back below 330. What is that, 330.4ish? And then I'll look for puts, play it down, possibly down to the next level, 327, 325.5. We'll see, okay? But watch that level at 330.4ish. I wouldn't turn bearish until that level is lost. And IWM, okay, so yesterday I talked about IWM, how yesterday's candle, even though it was, it was looking red and it's not the prettiest candle, but it's technically still a breakout of this red trend line that I have here, okay? And the breakout followed through, as you can see, okay? And it actually cleared the 50% retracement level that I got at 190.55. Very good sign if you're an IWM bull, all right? So for tomorrow, IWM needs to show follow through, continue to hold that level. They could possibly put 193.9 then 195.6 back in play. That's 195.6 is a big level. That was the big level. We lost that level back on April 22nd. Never quite got a proper back test as of resistance. Ever since we lost that level, we just dropped lower for IWM. So this is for the bulls, IWM bulls, to possibly back test, at the very least, back test that level as of resistance. Okay, but that 190.55 level must hold. If it fails, could possibly see more downside. All right. And look at Apple. Apple looking good. I talked about this blue trend line all week about Apple. All right, which connected many lows in the past, as you can see. And it still held, and it was able to close above my 146.6 level. All right, so right now, I do have some resistance around 148.5-ish. Then above that at 150.78. Okay, that will be a test of this blue trend line, this downtrend line. Okay, and if we can clear that, that could be a sign that this downtrend has found a bottom, but we're going to need price action to confirm it. I'm not trying to predict the future here, okay, but that is a level, 150.78. Watch that level. Above it is extremely bullish, and it's a breakout of this downtrend line, okay? Now, you want to look, if you want to be bearish, I suggest waiting for support to be lost, starting with that 146.6 level, and especially this 144.7 level. That's the blue trend line, based on support on the blue trend line, all right? And Tesla talked about that inverse head and shoulder yesterday, okay? Well, I did say 682.3 is a very critical level. If we lose that level, that's when I think this inverse head and shoulder pattern is canceled. That's based on the left shoulder's low. Okay, now it could always recapture. It's not gonna be perfect like in the textbook, right? But as of right now, Tesla is still keeping that pattern in play. It managed to hold above that 701 level. All right, I had a resistance around 718 to 719 zone. It did test there. I had a resistance around 720 to 721 zone. It actually went as high as 719.99. So 1 cent shy of my price target. All right, for me to be bearish, it has to lose that 701 support level. Go test 682, and below 682, it would cancel the inverse head and shoulder pattern. As of right now, it's still looking good. Let's see if that 718 level holds. It's below it. Well, actually, yeah, it didn't close above it. But let's see if we can clear it tomorrow, especially that 720, 721 zone. That was the high of today. That would put 745.5 back in play. And above that, I would definitely be bullish. Okay? But as far as being bearish, I would wait for the 701 level to fail. Putting 682 in play, you can play it down to that level. And if that fails, definitely bearish on Tesla. Right now, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because of this inverse head and shoulder pattern. Overall, the trend is bearish. Oops. The trend is bearish, but still going to keep my eyes on this pattern. All right, guys. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this means a lot. And I hope you guys have a good night. Peace.